हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू माय चैनल फिजिक्स ट्रिक्स। आज हम काइनेमेटिक्स के कुछ क्वेश्चंस करेंगे एंड इन दैट फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वी हैव इज in 1 second a particle goes from A to point B, as you can see over here, moving in a semicircle shown in figure. Find the magnitude of average velocity, right? So we want what is the average velocity in this case. So firstly, I'll tell what is average velocity. Average velocity is nothing but average velocity we have is total displacement by total interval of time, right? So we have total displacement divided by the total time we have, right? Total time. So as you can see over here, total displacement of this case is from point A to point B. Total displacement is a straight line path over here. So this is 1 meter, this is 1 meter. So we have the total displacement 2 meter, and the total time taken is given, right, in 1 second. It goes from point A to point B. That means 1 second is the total time. So what is the answer? 2 meter per seconds is the answer for this question. So I hope this is clear, right? So we have the next the second question. As you can see over here, the second question: consider the particle initially moving with velocity 5 meter per second starts decelerating at a constant rate of 2 meter per second squared, right? So start decelerating at a rate of 2 meter per second squared, and initially it is moving with the 5 meter per second. So first we have determined the time at which particle becomes stationary. That means we have to find the final time, that is t, at which t is equal to what, at which the particles become stationary, right? Particle becomes stationary. So in this we have to find the velocity, right? Time at which velocity is equal to 0, right? Time is equal to what? When the velocity is equal to 0 meter per second. So we can find the this velocity by using this time by using first kinematical equation, and that is equal to v is equal to u plus at, right? So final velocity we have is 0. Initial velocity we have is 5 plus decelerating, that means minus 2 into t. As I decelerating 2 meter per second squared given. So t is equal to, we have 5 divided by 2, and that is equal to 2.5 seconds. This is the time at which this particle will become stationary, right? So the next we have, find the distance traveled in the second, right? So we want the distance traveled in second. So as it will become stationary at 2.5 seconds, whatever displacement is there, the same is the distance till 2.5 seconds, isn't it? So the particle path will be like this. At this point it will be at with velocity 5 meter per second supposed to be, and at the final point it will become 0 meter per seconds. So from 0 second till t is equal to 0 second till t is equal to 2.5 seconds, we can say the the path or the distance is equal to displacement. Okay, so the displacement in second we can have the formula, and the displacement in second formula we have is just a minute. So displacement in second we can write second one. The displacement in second is equal to u plus a by 2 2n minus 1 right now. So which is equal to u we have is 5 plus a is minus 2 divided by 2 second, so 2 into 2 minus 1. And if you solve this, you will get minus 1 in bracket 4 minus 3, sorry 4 minus 1, and that is equal to 5 minus 3, which is equal to 2 meters, right? So this is the answer which we have. And the last, find distance travel in third second. So we want the distance travel in third second, right? So I'm just erasing this second. I'll write over here, right? So distance traveled in third second. So third one. So for the distance traveled in third second, we have to firstly calculate displacement in 2.5 seconds, and that is u we have is 5 into 2.5 minus a by 2, and what is a over here? Minus 2 by 2 into uh, half into a t squared. T squared we have is 2.5 squared. So if you solve this, you will get 12.5 minus 6.25, and if you calculate it, you will get 6.25 meter. Now find out the displacement in third seconds. So displacement in 3 seconds is equal to u into t, that is 3, minus half into a is 2 into t squared is 9. So if you solve this, 15 minus 9, and then you will get 6 meter. So in 2.5 to 3 meter, it will travel a distance of 0.25. So from t is equal to 2.5 to t is equal to 3 seconds, it will travel the distance of uh, 6.25 minus 6, and that is equal to 0.25 meter. Therefore, from 2 to 3, that is third seconds, it will travel a distance of 0.25 plus 0.25. Why? Because 2.5 to 3 we have is 0.25. So 2 to 2.5, it must travel a distance of 0.25. So the addition of these two, and you will get zero point 0.5 meter is the answer. So this is the second question which we have. Now the third question. This question is related to the relative motion over here. A ship A streams due north at 16 km per hour and ship B due west at 12 km per hour. Velocity of A relative to the velocity of B we want, right? So just draw the diagram first. Ship A streams due north. It is given. This is the ship A which we have, streams due north with a velocity of 12 km per hour. So I hope this is clear. Like, this is the graph which we have. This is north, south, east, and west, right? So 12 km per hour due uh, north, right? North with 16 km per hour, right? And 12 km per hour due west. So ship B is going to west with 12 km per hour. So we want what is the velocity of A relative to B. So velocity of A relative to B, we have formula velocity of A minus the velocity of B. So velocity of A relative to B is equal to, what is the velocity of A? It's 16 in north direction, that is J hat we can write, minus what is the velocity of B? Negative 12 in minus I hat. And if you solve this, you will get 12 I hat plus 16 J hat. 16 J hat. So if you want the angle, you can calculate angle also. Tan inverse, it will become y by x, and that is 16 by 12. So it is tan inverse 4 by 3, and if you calculate it, you will get 53 degrees, right? And the magnitude, if you want, the magnitude is, we have the magnitude is equal to VAB, the magnitude, which is equal to root of 12 square plus 16 squared, and that is equal to root of 144 plus 256, and if you calculate it, you will get 400, and that is equal to 20 kilometer per hour. So this is the answer which we have. Then we have the fourth question. A ball is thrown upwards from the ground with an initial speed u. The ball is at height of 80 meter at 2 times. The time interval being 6 seconds. Find u, right? So we want u, and it is given a ball is thrown upward from the ground. So with velocity u, and it will be at the same instant at the 2 times, right? So at t1, and let us suppose at t2, and the time interval t2 minus t1 is given 6 seconds. We want what is u. So this is h, and that is given 80 meters. right? So we have the two formulas over here, and that is the time of flight t1 plus t2 is equal to 2u divided by g, and the height formula h is equal to half g t1 into t2. So from this we can find the value of u easily, right? So it is like we have the t1 plus t2, right? H is equal to we have 80, which is equal to 1 by 2 g t1 t2. So t1 into t2, which is equal to, we can write 160 divided by 10, that is 16, right? T1 into t2 16, t2 minus t1 is 6. So we can find the value of t1 plus t2, and by which formula? T2 minus t1 whole squared is equal to t2 plus t1 whole squared minus 4t1 t2, right? T2 minus t1 whole squared is 36, which is equal to t2 plus t1 we want, and squared minus 4 into 16. And if you calculate the value of t1 plus t2 whole squared, that is t1 plus t2 whole squared, it will become 100, and t1 plus t2 you will get as 10 seconds. If you put this 10 seconds in the above formula, above formula, you will get t1 plus t2 as 10 is equal to 2u divided by g. If you calculate, you will get 100 divided by 2, and that is 50 meter per second. So this is the answer which we have. So I hope this is clear. So this is the fourth question which we have. Then we have the next question. The fifth question: a body is projected up with velocity u from a tower. It reaches the ground with velocity nu. So we have, so as you can see here, a body is projected upward, right? A body is projected upward with velocity u, and it reaches the ground with velocity nu. Then the height of the tower is, so what is the height h we want, right? So yes, final velocity we know, initial velocity we know, and acceleration we know as minus g meter per second squared. So we can have the final velocity, that is n squared u squared minus initial velocity u squared is equal to 2 into minus g into minus h. So h is equal to, we have u squared divided by 2g in bracket n squared minus 1. So this is the one line answer we have, right? So I hope this is clear. Okay, so the next question, the sixth question. In the sixth question it is given, it is given a balloon starts from rest, moves vertically up, right? Moves vertically up with an acceleration of g by 8 meter per second squared. A stone falls from the balloon after 8 seconds from the start. Find the time taken by the stone to reach the ground. So yes, one balloon is there, right? You can say this is the balloon which we have, right? Which is moving upward with an acceleration of g by 8 meter per second squared, right? G by 8 meter per second squared. A stone falls from the balloon after 8 seconds from the start. So from the start, that means initial velocity of balloon is 0 meter per second. So after 8 seconds, it's the stone falls. So in 8 seconds, we have to firstly find out what is the velocity of the balloon. So what is the velocity? V is equal to, we can find u plus at, and that is equal to minus 9 point, sorry, acceleration we have is upward. So 9.8 divided by 8 into time is 8. So it is 9.8 meter per seconds is the acceleration. Once we got the acceleration, we can find the value of height, and that is half g by 8 into t squared, that is 64. So it is 8, so it will be 4 into 9.8. So this is h value we have, this is velocity we have. So this is just a simple projection from the tower height h, we can say, right? Now we want what is the time required, isn't it? So from this tower, a stone is projected upward with a velocity of 9.8 meter per second. The height of the tower is given, and that is 4 times the 9.8. Okay, 4 times the 9.8. And as you can see in the question, we want find the time taken by stone to reach the ground. So we want time. So we can apply the second kinematical equation. And what is the second kinematical equation which we have? The second kinematical equation is S is equal to ut plus half at squared. S is 4 into 9.8, which is equal to u is 9.8 into t minus half 9.8 into t squared. So as you can see, this and this cancel. So you can multiply by 2. It will be t squared minus 2t, t squared minus 2t minus 8 plus 8 is equal to 0. And this side to 8. Yes. So if you see the, then what is the minus? This is the minus which we have. So this must be minus then. Yes. So this must be minus. Why minus? Because downward direction. So minus 4 plus 2 are the roots. So t is equal to 4 comma minus 2. 4 comma minus 2. Minus 2 not possible. So 4 is the answer. So time required to fall is 4 seconds. Okay. So this is the answer for third question. Sorry, fifth question. Now the sixth question we have. Yes, sixth question answer is 4 seconds. Now seventh question. Drops of water fall at regular intervals of from the roof of a building of height given 16 meter. The first drop striking the ground at the same moment as the fifth drop detaches the roof. Find the distance between successive drops, right? Find the distance between successive drops. So yes, this is the height of the tower supposed to be. This is the rooftop, and we know that as fifth drop detaches the roof. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. So this is the fifth drop we have. This is the first drop we have. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Right. So this is the first drop, second drop, third drop, fourth drop, fifth drop. Right. And we know that distances between the successive uh, drops will be in the ratio of 1:3:5:7, right? And this height is given 16 meter. So we can find x plus 3x plus 5x plus 7x, and that is equal to 16 we have, and 16x is equal to 16. If you calculate the value of x, it will be 1 meter. And if you put over here the distances between the successive drops, between first and second we have 7 meter, between second and third we have 5 meter, third and fourth we have 3 meter, fourth and fifth we have 1 meter. So these are the answers which we have, right? So this is the seventh question which we have. Now eighth question, as you can see over here, a parachutist drops freely from an aeroplane for 10 seconds, right? One parachutist is there who drops freely, right? So this is the parachute which we have, drops freely for, so initial velocity is 0 meter per second, drops freely for a 10 seconds, right? 10 seconds. So at this point, what is the velocity? We have to calculate. So let us suppose velocity at this point we have is v. So we have to calculate, and after that it starts decelerating with an acceleration of 2 meter per second squared and reaches the ground with 8 meter per second. So we can find the velocity at this point. And what is that velocity? Final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration into time. So final velocity is equal to initial velocity we have is 0 plus the acceleration we have is minus 10 into 10, which is equal to minus 100 meter per second. So here the velocity which we got is minus 100 meter per second. That indicates the velocity is downward. Now after that it reaches with 8 meter per second. So if you calculate the distance, now this distance we can calculate s. So s is equal to ut plus half at squared. U is 0, half into minus 10 into t squared is 100. If you calculate it, you will get minus 500 meter. So this distance we have is 500 meter. Now this distance we can calculate by using what is called as the formula. S is equal to v squared, final velocity 64 minus initial velocity 100 squared divided by 2 into a is minus 2. So if you calculate it, you will get somewhat like we have 8 squared, 8 minus 100, 92 into 108 divided by 4. So this will be 23 into 108. So just the addition of these two will give you the answer. So the answer will be, this is S2, this is S1. So S total is equal to S1 plus S2. So that is 500 plus 23 into 108. So just calculate it and see. I think 2384 will be the answer. Then to check it once. So we have the ninth question. A ball is thrown vertically up with a certain velocity from the top of a tower of height 40 meter. At 4.5 meter above the top of the tower, its speed is exactly half of that it will have at 4.5 meter below the top of the tower. So find the maximum height reached by the ball from the ground. We want from the ground, what is the height? So this is 40 meter given. From it, it is moved, it is thrown with velocity u. It has the velocity at this point as supposed to be u1. So at a height of 4.5 meter. So and at the bottom at 4.5 meter, its velocity will become exactly 2 times u1. Why? Because it is saying above the top of tower, its speed is exactly half. Right? It has a velocity at top, that is at the 4.5 meter, exactly had half of that it will have at 4.5 meter below the top of the tower. So this is the given situation. Just apply the two equations. Final velocity u1 squared minus initial velocity u squared is equal to 2 into, we have minus 9.8 into 4.5. And for this we have 4 u1 squared minus u squared is equal to 2 into minus 9.8 into minus 4.5. So if you see over here, u1 squared minus u squared is equal to minus of 4 u1 squared plus u squared. So if you calculate it, it will become 5 u1 squared is equal to 2 u squared. So you can put u1 value over here and find the value of u squared. So what is the value of u1? As you can see over here, u1 squared value is 2 by 5 u squared. If I put it over here, it will become 2 by 5 u squared in the equation 1. From equation 1, this is equation 1, we have 2 by 5 u squared minus u squared is equal to minus 9 into 9.8. So from this we have 3 by 5 u squared is equal to minus 9 into 9.8. So if you solve this, it will become 3. So u squared is equal to we have minus 15 into, so this will be like 15 into 9.8, 15 into 9.8. So if you put in formula, that is h is equal to u square by 2g. U squared is 15 into 9.8 divided by 2g. 2 into 9.8. So if we calculate it, you will get 7.5 meter, right? 7.5 meter. And if you add from the ground, so the total height we have is h plus 40, and that is 47.5 meters. So this is the ninth answer which we have. So 10th answer. So as you can see, 10th question is given like this. For a freely falling body, find the ratio of times taken to fall successive equal distances, right? In equal distances, what is the time taken? So we have, these are the some equal distances we have, right? So three equal distances, time required is t1, t2 and t3. So for t1 I can write d is equal to half g t1 squared. Likewise for t2 I can write 2d is equal to half g t1 plus t2 whole squared, and 3d is equal to half g t1 plus t2 plus t3 whole squared. Now from equation 1 and 2, I can write, from equation 1 and 2 I can write now uh, 2 times 2 times half 2 times the half g t1 squared is equal to half g t1 plus t2 whole square. This half g and this half g get cancelled. 2 t1 squared is equal to t1 plus t2 whole square, and from this root 2 t1 is equal to t1 plus t2, and if you calculate the value of t2, you will get t2 is equal to root 2 minus 1 into t. Likewise, we can calculate, this is from equation 1 and 2, from equation 1 and 2. Now, if you calculate for from equation 1 and 3, then you will get 3 times half g t1 squared is equal to half g t1 plus t2 plus t3 whole square. This half g get cancelled. If we take a root, it will become 3 root 3 t1 is equal to t1 plus t2 plus t3. And what is t1 plus t2? Just now we saw root 2 t1. So root 3 t1 minus root 2 t1 is equal to t3. And if you calculate the value of t3, you will get root 3 minus root 2 into t1. And if you see the ratio, it will become, the ratio will be t1 is to t2 is to t3 is to, and so on, which is equal to t1 is t1 only, is to t2 is root 2 minus root 1 into t1, is to root 3 minus root 2 into t1, is to likewise root 4 minus root 3 into t1. So you will get the ratio as 1 is to root 2 minus 1 is to root 3 minus root 2 is to root 4 minus root 3. So this root you can write 1, and this is the answer which we have. Root 1 and 1 is same only. So these are the 10 questions which I took from the kinematics. And yes, if you like this 10 questions, please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.